And it is day 3 of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, where all eyes will be on Kamala Harris's vice presidential pick, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Now, he's set to deliver the keynote address as he formally accepts the VP nomination and makes his introduction on the national stage. Political analyst Laura Fink is joining us with more on what we can expect to hear tonight. And Laura, a lot of eyes are on Tim Walz because we don't know a lot about this guy. I mean, for a lot of us 2 weeks ago, we didn't even know who Tim Walz was.
Well, we know a little bit about him. We know, and if you've heard him speak, you know he's Coach Walz. And tonight he's going to be taking us to the locker room where he is going to challenge and try to inspire and try to prove to America that if you take care of your neighbor and you mind your business, we might be a better America. So he will be establishing his brand in front of more people than have ever known Tim Walz.
Gotcha. And it just seems like in the past just 2 weeks since he kind of came onto the stage, Kamala and Tim Walz, I mean, they are really the dynamic duo. I mean, like, no matter which end of the political spectrum you're on, I mean, you got to give it to them.
They have chemistry.
Yes.
They have chemistry, and they have riz, as the kids would say, but both in very different ways. I mean, she has sort of the charm and the gravitas, and he is so affable. He is your next-door neighbor. You can see that he was a high school football coach and a sergeant in the military. This is a guy who knows how to connect.
And what are you expecting for him to do tonight? He's sort of tee it up for Kamala for tomorrow night, or is he going to be introducing himself to the larger country tonight? Or?
So when you think about what do you say in front of a convention, you have to think about what can no one else say? What unique proposition do I bring to the table? And for him, I think he connects with small town folks because he's from a small town in Nebraska. And he, has spent a lot of time in Minnesota. And so he relates to small town and rural areas where Democrats do not traditionally do well. He's trying to change that conversation to one that broadens it to people that are from non-traditional Democratic areas, trying to widen that Democratic tent.
Gotcha. So do you think there will be a change in tone tonight compared to last night? Last night, so celebratory, so joyous. So, I mean, we got to spend a moment here to talk a little bit about the Obamas. I mean, they brought it last night.
They did. The Obama magic was on full display. Yes. And even if you don't agree with their politics, the ability to connect and communicate with an audience, they are unparalleled. You had Michelle Obama, who is possibly the most popular public figure that America has right now. A lot of people wanted her to run for president. She reminded people both why she's not running. She said she is absolutely not interested, but also why people desire her to, because her values are so front and center. She is so open-hearted and so strong in her convictions. And she says, do something. That was her clarion call to the audience. Obama carried on that call in his own way, in his own style, and kind of gave us all a memory of what the administration was like. And for the kids that have never known him, he gave them a good impression.
They both came up with some, memorable sound bites last night, especially Obama's sort of reference to Trump's obsession with crowd sizes. That is getting a lot of attention today.
Listen, I mean, and you're trying to keep it fun. Like, trying to laugh a little bit about it. And they also know, it's a tactic as well, because Trump does not have the biggest sense of humor about himself. So by throwing shade, they were able, and being tongue-in-cheek, it makes him feel foolish. And that's a good position for them to have him in terms of him being defensive. So it's campaign tactic and something for their base.
Gotcha. And real quick, tonight we also are going to hear from Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, he's from a town called Hope. Wow, that you really show that you're long in the tooth if you have long memories of Bill Clinton. But he also is able to connect with audiences in a way that up until his tenure we had not seen. So a different flavor from the former president.
And we will be watching, and hopefully we'll see you later tonight.
Yes, I'll be here.
All right. Thank you, Laura. Laura Fink, our political analyst, thank you so much as always.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. Anna?